Mhm. Hi everybody, good evening. I hope you can hear me. Good evening everybody. Good evening, Grace. Good evening everyone. Good evening. Good evening everybody. How have we all been? Hope Monday has been great. Hope Monday has been great. How was work? Oh, thank you. Merry Christmas too. Guess I should say in advance. Good evening. Let's just wait for like 2 minutes so everybody will be here. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Uh, I trust we're good, right? I mean, hope we had a lovely weekend, and I mean, I hope this is our last week, right? This is our last week being together. I mean, it's nice to let me say connect with most of us here, right? And those that have reached out on LinkedIn probably brought maybe a solution. Sorry, probably brought a problem they wanted me to help them solve, and yeah, just wanted clarity on certain things. So yeah, I appreciate the ones that really reach out. I mean, and I see some of you showcasing your projects on LinkedIn, and that's quite commendable. But again, right, to be nice if you don't have to do things related to what we do here in the live sections, right? You can always again refactor the codes to do things that are much more nuanced to what you do in your everyday life, nuanced to what you actually practice, right? Nuanced to your area of expertise, your field of study, stuff like that. So we'll be spending 2 hours today, right? Spending 2 hours. So 1 hour was um because of I think Holy Ghost service. Yeah. All right. So good evening. Okay. So today we'll just continue with what we have, and yeah, I promised that we're going to, or someone I can't remember. I think maybe Olajumoke. She said that she reminded me of launching, so I had to come up with something like a crash course on launching for beginners. But let's see how we can finish up what we have for today, which was something that was supposed to have wrapped up. Something we should have wrapped up like last week. Do projects, right? So first off, I mean, I want to assume maybe majority of us here were already very conversant with deploying stuff on already conversant with deploying stuff on organ face space. Is there anybody still struggling with that? Anybody still struggling with how to deploy apps on organ face space? Anybody? If you're having issue, please let me know. Oh my god, I think I need to I need to stop my camera so you can see. Um, So is anybody still having issues? Trying to deploy apps on Hugging Face Space. Anybody still having issues with that? Good evening, everybody. Is anybody still having issues with that? Please let me connect my GPU so that I'm talking. Anybody still having issues with that? Yeah, good evening. I want to assume everybody knows how to somehow do stuff like deploy apps on Hugging Face Space. So be it maybe you can build chat bots with Hugging Face Space. I want to assume we have people that can do that. Is that a very great assumption from my end? Hmm? Okay, since nobody's replying, I think everybody can, right? But we'll just wrap up with what we had to do last week. Okay, so first of all, I'll just keep install the necessary libraries that I have to do. So of course, if you're with this notebook, it's very straightforward. I would have even expected that some of us have, I would have expected that some of us, must have rang the third day notebook. Eh, that what happened? How did your own node deploy Diamond? Well, what was the issue? Let's discuss, please. This is our last week together, so it's to be nice if we catch up. Chai, I've been away for 2 weeks. I hope. Yeah. You. I guess you can. You just have to watch the YouTube recordings, right? I mean, it's all there. It's all documented. So Diamond, what was the issue with yours not deploying? What was the issue with yours not deploying? Anybody still struggling with the organ face? I mean, guys, please let's see something, please. Please, so because honestly, after this week, if you come and meet me on LinkedIn, I will not answer you. I'm definitely not going to answer. So please, if you're going to be having issues, talk now. I mean, yeah, my I mean, I've had people reach out to me, and I've had to even um do one-on-one calls with them, right, to help them debug. Yes, I've been that accessible. Right? I don't mind. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the whole thing is for everybody to be able to do these things, right? So that's why I would not mind, taking time to help us, to help us get this thing, even if it's one-on-one, at least within the 8 weeks. Because I mean, well, after the 8 weeks, you probably won't get that access at all. So I mean, right, it's not like they did pay me, right? But I just had to help. I mean, it's part of the commitment because I want, at the end of the day, I want everybody to just be in line regardless. But if you're a beginner or if you're an intermediate or you already know these things, right? At the end of the day, I want everybody to still be at least, if possible, the beginners should be able to have something to showcase that they were part of this. So that's why I wouldn't mind, taking my time. But after these 8 weeks, I can't guarantee that. I started afresh, created space, but no grid build finish. Okay. So we'll create another one today, right? We will see how we can Let's see how we can do that. We'll do another one today because day 3 is still another project. I think I had to do more of rag. They ask me, I'll come. I do come because I want to answer you. But I just see your message, I'll just run away. You should. I will just leave it like that. So that's like, please, if you have any issue, disturb me right now. Like, reach out to me. I'm definitely going to be available. I wouldn't mind. reach out to me. I would answer you. If you want me to schedule one on one, right? I will put you within this week. That yes, so okay, let's have no issue deploying mine on Hugging Face. I did it. Ah, nice. Thank you very much. So there was something about those codes, right? I think their guardrails were too very stringent. I think someone called my attention last week. The guardrails were very stringent, and I had to like I kind of remove certain things there. Remember, this is just like a very playish project. A very playish project. Trust me, Gen AI projects can be very, very much complex than this. It's not very much complex than this. Nah, it's not even going to be all these notebooks, right? I mean, I would have loved to show you guys like I would have loved to show you guys a very complex just that I don't know if I'm allowed to, right? It's a very complex project I'm working on. But I mean just to give you guys a glimpse of you know a glimpse of what sometimes um AI projects can be. Oh, yes, I did. I tried to remove the restriction. Thank you very much, Francis. That's nice. That's nice. Oh yeah, I think you're the one that caught my attention to it. So thank you. That's nice. So yeah, I mean this class is definitely going to be more of interactions because I'm very sure a lot of people have run this. Maybe when we now come to the whole launching, then here we can now start talking because that knows you guys don't have it or you guys should have it now. You guys should have it now. So I mean, starting off, we'll first install our necessary package, then of course import them. I mean, things we have been doing, we are already familiar with this. Then we already understand why we have to connect to the GPU, right? Because of they help to run the model. So like the CPUs cannot run the model, but they'll be slower and they'll be slower, but a GPU will help you run faster. Funny how we're actually making use. Sure, we'll be making use of SLMs, which are like small language models. Small language models can run on your mobile phones, right? I mean, very small models that can do quick tasks. Please show us, Francis. What exactly do you want me to show you guys? What exactly do you want me to show you guys? Just have it all to understand. Sorry, please, John Paul. What do you mean by that? Can you explain? Maybe when I was talking, I said something and you're just trying to react to it. Just connect the complex project. Oh, you okay, let's see. Hopefully, if I remember after the class, I will just share that screen. Well, basically, it's more of a gamma. I'm kind of building a replicate of gamma app for my affiliates or for my company, for my organization. So I'm just trying to replicate using AI to build slides, like pitch decks and stuff. Right. Okay, so I've connected that. I mean, we already did the AO, AI summarization for healthcare. Wait, I need to run through some things on this notebook so that I don't start having. Okay, I think let me just run this so I don't start having issues again while I'm running the. Good evening. Good evening. So this will help to just download the model. So in case you just joined us, I was asking if anybody had any issue, they should reach out, right? I mean, uh, reach out since this is our last week. Again, like I said, I don't mind at least for this week if it's to schedule one on one to put you through. But after this week, it doesn't happen again. Good evening. So okay, let me just go back. Let me just scroll down to day 3. Okay. So first of all, I mean, I would appreciate if everybody has gone, has, I mean, done deployed even what we have for day three. I'll be so happy, right? Makes it work easy, and at least I'm sure that yes, we, I'm sure that yes, we, I mean, we already understand. And I was asking if you have issues with deploying on Organ Face, Organ Face space. Speak up. And also, right, please learn how to deploy on Streamlit too. It's going to be a very good one. If you can deploy apps on Streamlit, that is going to be a very nice one. So, um, yeah, please learn how to do that. All right, it's going to be a very good one. Okay, so day three, right? We're just going to be looking into end-to-end Gen AI healthcare solutions. And I mean, the goal really is to let's see how we can pick realistic use cases. Let's say a pregnancy Q&A bot that would help to, let's say we have there's this very good use case. I don't know if you guys know Help Mom. Let me see if I can. It's Help Mom. Help Mom. Let me see. Help Mom. So um it's this organization that has to do with building stuff for maternal health, and they actually have like their own chatbot. Like if you see it, it's called Mama Bot. I think they have it deployed. They have it deployed on WhatsApp. So yeah, Mama Bot for healthcare. They have it deployed on WhatsApp. So I think so. You see, basically what we are doing, right? It's these are like real life scenarios. These are real life stuff that we're doing here. It's just I'm just trying to I just try to use simpler models to see how we can shall come up with something, right? So you'd see this is and they have it deployed on WhatsApp. I mean, it would be nice to even teach you guys how to deploy these things on WhatsApp, but the problem is that that's like another very stringent stuff and kind of expensive, right? You need to subscribe, maybe deploying WhatsApp to Trello is none of our business for now, right now. So I'm just like trying at the end of the day, I'm just trying to make us see the real world applications to what we are doing. So what we are doing is not like we're just coming here to just build random stuffs. We are actually doing things that are applicable in the real world sense. Good evening, Mr. Bash. I've not been able to practice anything since we started because my laptop is faulty. I'm just getting repaired. Oh, okay, no problem. No problem, Fadike. So some Nigerian factors they give person small issues on this training. I mean, to be even the facilitator go on, the Nigerian factor is still there. To be honest, right? Um, how can I integrate this RAG into a web app hosted on Camp Capnel? Is it possible to make an API call hosted on my was definitely right. You can even make use of fast API, right? You can make use of fast API, deploy the fast API. You can deploy the fast API on render. That's on a platform as a service like render, like Viscel. You can make use of their free services, and that will help. And that will help. So it's quite possible you can do that. And when you even build and when you build a fast API of this, you can give it to maybe a front end engineer to even just deploy on a web app. Give it like a very pretty front end with it. Again, it's not our focus for what we are doing right now. But it would be nice if to be nice to see people do these things like outside here you know, build projects of that. That would be very nice. So yeah, so design prompt constraints and safety boundaries clearly. And why, if you notice, I've been trying to see how I've been kind of infusing safety. The real reason for this is because ideally what we're actually doing, what we are doing, yeah, what we're supposed to even do this week, we're supposed to start with safety and bias, safety and bias and ethical AI. That's what we're supposed to start with this week. And it's kind of like a very short thing. We might start it tomorrow, God willing. I mean, if we're done, if we can finish up with the lang chain. And it's just to help us see when we are building stuff that has to do with human. There's an area of responsible AI. How do you use AI responsibly? Give for instance now, there was this time when it was when people were actually making use of Grok to actually expose people, kind of maybe just they will be all clothed, but you now use it to expose their nakedness. That's very unethical. That's very unethical to do, right? That's very unethical to do. So I mean, there is now the need to preach ethical AI, right? Responsible AI, how to use AI responsibly, how to how what even in terms of your prompting, how to make sure your prompt is not, you is not bridging certain things, it's not bridging certain guardrails. Now, right? And also, oh god, I'm already deviating to the whole aspect of uh, ethical AI. But just take this as an intro, right? Just take this as an intro. And basically, right, even most of these large language models like ChatGPT, like Grok and all, they already have guardrails in them. Like now, you cannot even tell ChatGPT to, hypothetically, you can't tell ChatGPT that you want to make a bomb and she tell you how to make that bomb, or you want to make, or you want to. I'm just thinking of very crazy ideas that people would probably want to do. You can't give ChatGPT certain things, or maybe or tell it to generate explicit content, right? You can't tell it to do that. Why? Because there are already certain guardrails to do that. But there are ways. There are still other models that don't really have those guardrails. And funny how there are ways people actually jailbreak this model. Yeah, there are ways people actually jailbreak these models to actually achieve these things. But I mean, as an AI practitioner, there is a reason why we still preach the use of responsible AI. It's something you have to, do in every project, in every AI project you do. It's because at the end of the day, people will be using this, right? And you want it to be as safe as possible. Now, ethical AI even plays a very large role when it comes to healthcare, because if you're innovating in healthcare, right? If you're innovating in healthcare, you'll be dealing with all these kind of things. So you really where's YouTube? Okay. So you really want to make sure that whatever you are building is safe and responsible. That's not about that. So build a gradual UI that readily deploys organ ready to deploy to organ face space. Add simple login, or at least printed traces for debugging. Yeah, so sometimes, yeah, when you're building chatbots, just to be sure that your stuffs are running, you really want to just make sure that you have some kind of debugging to it, so you know, oh, there are an issue somewhere. But how can it tell what you do not want? Sorry. Uh, how can how can how can sorry, but you can tell it what not to do, what not to do. If you don't want bomb, you will reverse the answer. AI isn't that smart. Exactly. So those are this is jailbreaking now. This is when you jailbreak the model. Yeah. Okay, I saw this content, right? I think that's why I could still remember the old example on bomb. So this guy did a prompt, like he kind of he was doing like a testing, was testing various popular large language models. drafted a prompt in terms of like a poem, right? He phrased the prompt in poem, and he was trying to say, how can I make radioactive? Is it plutonium? How can I make it a bomb or something? And he crafted it as a poem. I think ChatGPT caught up to it. I think some other popular LLMs caught up to it and said, no, you can't do this. But I think there was one other one that did not. And he just started giving, like, the LLM just started printing out, oh, this is how you should do it. Imagine. And that's enough call for let's say CIA or FBI, especially if you're in the US, to kind of trace you down, to track you down. What are you doing? You're learning how to build bomb in this kind of unsafe zone, right? So yeah. So those things, they actually do happen. And you can reverse prompts, and that's why we're actually doing the whole responsible AI. So you know, please do not go and reverse prompts, please. Can I ask what we are doing today? My attention. So we're finishing up with the notebook for week 7, but we're supposed to start with safety, bias, and ethical AI. Apologies that I mean, I want us to finish it before we now start, talking about that. But before we even go to that, since I promised to take us on, I promised to take us on LangChain. We'll start LangChain before we now go to ethical AI. So first off, what we're just basically building is just like a pregnancy chatbot. I just loaded it with topics. This is in JSON format. Topics that has to do with maternal care, warning signs during pregnancy, nutrition during pregnancy, substance to avoid during pregnancies. You can read through exercises to do. These are just like, just to compile them into like my knowledge base, right? Since I'm dealing with RAG, I want to have a knowledge base. So look at this as my knowledge base. This is my knowledge base. Ideally, it's supposed to be something very large, right? Maybe my knowledge base might be in form of a PDF, might be um an MS Word, can be anything really, right? But just so we understand, this is just a mini project. So that's why I just quickly drafted like some few information and just put them in JSON format. So I run this. Okay, cell is already running. Oh, name embedler not defined. Oh my god. Now this brings me back to me having to go and run some things from the first cell. I said from the first cell from the one project. Uh and now I have them already. I have them already set. Please give me a second. Yeah, 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 yeah. Uh yeah. Let me just run this. Even if this is not the issue. What could be wrong? Or would I have to now start running all this? Mm, mm, something should be wrong. Please give me a second. I noticed. What if my knowledge base is on my SQL Postgres? Very simple. It's so you can link that to you can still link that to your RAG app, right? You can still link that to your RAG app. It's very I think it's very easy. Those are very easy ways to do because they're already like arranged, right? So it's just very easy for you to um for you to host. So yeah. And also I think when I was talking about even vector base, I think I mentioned a vector base that has to do with XQ. I can't remember the name right now. But yeah, I think I have you can do that. So I'm still trying to figure out where exactly trace back text pregnancy embeddings. Non-pi embedder is not defined. I think this is coming from the previous project. Please, has anyone actually I'm sure people have run all these notes. But she needs to start running cells from the beginning. Please, I'm lazy, right? I know I should. I know I should, but I'm just very lazy because I really don't want to start. Ideally, I was even supposed to break this notebook for you guys, like break them down for you guys, not just give you guys one notebook, but just because I wanted us to have something like compact, right? No, this is not what I want. Something compact. That's why I just sometimes give you guys to I just give you guys everything. Yeah. I just give you guys everything. If I don't figure it out, it seems I will just have to move to deploying the app on Hugging Face because I honestly don't have time to start debugging. No, stop running this. I should. I will. That's what I'm actually trying to do right now. No, not this one. This one is an app. Okay, yeah. Um, no, no, no. Interestingly, this is what we're missing. Embedder systems transformer. This is exactly what we're missing. This is what we should have done. This is what I should have run since. And this is it here. Funny me. Let me just run this one. This is it here. But I think I'll just run this so that it will we'll download the embedder. Let me look at this, Mr. Bash evening. Since I created my organ face, I couldn't practice anything since I don't one-on-one this week. Um so Ajayi Paul, is the what exactly is the issue? Is it if it's something again, please let me add a disclaimer. If it's something that you can catch up with watching the recordings, if it's something you can catch up with watching the recordings, please just go back to the recordings. I will only attend to very specific issues like, oh, you are having issues having to deploy a certain app on Hugging Face because you have to have made effort, then I can now come in. But if it's something that I probably must have discussed in class, then what's the essence, right? Please. So since I have this already, um, I've already downloaded my Bedlam model, so I'll just keep out. I don't think I'll run all these ones. I mean, hopefully I don't have issues. Fingers crossed. So let's run this again. Okay, now that's cool. Now, yeah. So embeddings has been solved. We've loaded our pregnancy corpus. Exactly. So most time corpus can be very large, not very large. Like I said, we're building like a very sophisticated like rack system. This data set that you are looking at will be very large and extensive. So it's just baby play, and we pass it through our fairs so that at least we'll be able to perform like this. We'll be able to identify the similarities when we query it. Please, I have an error message in the first where we say touch is incompatible. So I think you should ignore that. It's just talking about so far it's not affecting the other cells. That one is just talking about the compatibility with touch and what you have in this and with what you are trying to run in this IDE. Right. So this ID, that's the collab itself. So you can ignore that. I to get that error. So yeah. So just to put this in embedding shape, I don't think we have to. No, okay, yeah. So setting like the embeddings, and I think I've explained why you use embeddings in rack system. Please don't drag me back. If you don't know, please go and watch our recordings. Very well detailed and explained. And okay, this is just a function to retrieve to retrieve to retrieve answers when we query our RAG system. And if I run this now, what I have here is just what food should I eat during pregnancy, and it's just trying to it and it's retrieving this for me during pregnancy. Eat a balanced diet because we already have this stated here in our RAG system, especially when it comes to this area, this aspect of nutrition. So I have also explained how retrieval systems work, how it's all about trying to look for when your query, trying to look for the nearest one that aligns to what your query, that aligns to your data set, that aligns to what you are querying it, right? Ignore the message. Yeah, thank you very much, Jumobi. Wait, is this Jumobi? Okay, but I've explained what the error is all about. So, like I said, right, I've explained the whole issue of um, how retrieval system work. I think we shared a slide, a presentation on it. So please, if you do not understand, just go back. I think I need to tell you guys to go back to record this because I guess sometimes we don't especially when we don't understand certain things, we don't go back to the recordings to watch. Please go back to the recordings and watch, catch up. If these are very new concepts to you, of course it will take time to actually understand them at first glance. You need to still learn them and also read up on other materials that are outside. So yeah, basically, so when you ask it about food, okay, now if I say, oh, what are the precautions I should take when I'm pregnant? Let's see what are the precautions I should, and also can someone answer why do we build rack systems? Why don't we just fine tune? I'm throwing this question out, and it will be nice for someone to answer me. I know I've explained this before. Again, the case you don't understand, in case you don't understand, I'm asking this question again. Why do we build rack systems? What exactly are we watching out for when we build rack systems? Why don't we just why I mean I could just fine tune a model, right? Why do I have to learn? What is the significance of building a rack system? I'm throwing this question out. I'd like to see someone answer. I should take during pregnancy. Please, I would like to see someone answer that. Um, we use rack systems to factory check and make our models more rational to extract info from external source. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I meant fact check. Okay. I was going to ask you what you mean. Nobody's talking about how RAG helps to prevent hallucination, especially when you are dealing with very nuanced or very domain specific data to get accurate information. Yes, we use RAG system because it can look up the right information when needed, while fine-tuning requires retraining the model every time. And yeah, exactly. This is very nice. Anybody, I mean, of course, there are different reasons why you would want to build a rack system. Anybody else has like another reason why we build rack system? Anybody has any other reason why? Are you the same proof, Jumobi? Probably. I don't think so though. I think Jumobi, I don't know Jumobi. Because she sent me a message. Just sent me a message now. So I don't think she's the one. To make your AI context aware. Exactly, context aware, and provide a contextual relevant answer and prevent reduce hallucination. Thank you very much, Francis. Nice. That's actually very true. So I think everybody's ready for the assessments that to come up. That's nice. That's nice. I mean, so if I run this now, let's see. So alcohol, tobacco, illicit, non-prescribed. So again, I think I should add this. So some rack systems, especially the ones that where you have to extract the text from, let's say a file, like a PDF file. Trust me, it will come out straight away like this. So it will be scattered pieces. It will be more of scattered pieces of fact. You see now this one is kind of very straight to the point, and maybe it's because the data are the data are like are structured, they are tabular. But if you are going to you make use of a rack system for a non-tabular data, trust me, sometimes when you are retrieving it's the retrieved information are going to be scattered. They are not going to make sense. You now have to plug into now have to do like a plug and play to an LLM to make it make sense. Trust me, most rack systems you will definitely have to build, especially when you're extracting information from PDFs. They would not make sense. They would not make sense. So yeah, just have that. Just have that in your mind. Um, it enables to provide more. Yeah, yeah. Good evening. Good evening. So I mean now, so yeah, so if you are going to be testing the retrieve function, basically this is what you do, and to just give you exactly what's already in the knowledge base that we created. So now to now generate pregnancy answers from context. This is the context that would maybe when you create and you retrieve it and now pass it through a model so that it makes so much sense. This is just like the system prompt and helpful information assistant. You'll be given some pregnancy related facts, user questions, use only fast, right? Short answers 3 to 5. This is just like what we would describe as a system prompt. All AI systems, or let's say all language, let's say all language models, they all have their own system prompt. They like, and that system prompt is like that master guide that tells the model what to do, right? That tells the model what to do, kind of. I don't want to say fine tuning, but in the sense of fine tuning, probably. Then these are the inputs that we're passing to the model. That's the prompt of, I mean, the tokenizer handles the prompt, the tensor. The tensor basically, like I already said that tensors are like arrays of numbers, right? And the tensors will be passed as PyTorch. That PT means PyTorch. Then truncation through the model would have to truncate the text so that it doesn't start cut, so that the text. There's also something I wanted to explain to you guys, something called context window. But I think when we are talking about LangChain, context window would come in, because context window has to. So you probably must have heard this term context window, especially when it comes to like evaluation of the model. They'll tell you that, oh, this model has so and so context window, or maybe 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000. So context window really has to do with how much input you can put into that model, or the model can let's say how much input, or let's say how much information that model can actually take in and actually remember. The lower the context window, the less information or the less prompts you can actually finish in that model, because when you're just filling into it, you just once you just pass the context window, the remaining text like that, Otilo, it's not going to remember. It's just going to take it out. I really don't understand fine tuning. Okay, so imagine I wanted to use the literal meaning of fine tuning. Okay, I think I can. So imagine you are playing a guitar, right, Jumobi? You're playing a guitar, and you and you know, for guitars, when the the sounds that come up of the guitar depends on how tight the strings are to that guitar. Please just listen to my illustration, because it will play, it will make so much sense, and I'm not trying to explain fine tuning when it comes to model. Now, you know, the sound of the guitar actually depends on the sound. Sorry, depends on how tightly loose the strings are to the guitar. If it's, I think if it's loose a certain way to sound to sound deeper, and if it's tight in a certain way to sound like to sound no sorry when it's loose in a certain way to sound tinier. When it's tighter, the sound that comes becomes deep. Now, and let's just call, and all that process is basically just you having to tune the sound of the guitar, right, to be able to produce a preferred sound that you want. Now let's put now let's assume the model is the guitar right now, and I really want the model to act or behave or give me a particular sound, quote and unquote, but I want it to behave in a certain way. There are set and there are certain things I would have to do to tweak the model, right, to give me my preferred output. Now, when it comes to large language models, you either do it by showing instructing the model on how to behave or how to act, then now showing it certain examples. Now that's fine tuning with prompt. Now that's fine. Thank you very much. Now that's fine tuning with prompt. Now there's also what we call like, and in prompting we have zero shot prompts, few shot prompts, one shot prompt, two shot prompts. Basically, all those short prompts in quotes really just has to do with um let's say you just showing the model examples after you've given it like a set instruction. You're now showing it examples of how it should act. You know what? Let me try and share my entire screen because maybe that would just make me want to show you guys the project I said I would show. I just want to show us like a very real applicable way of how this has to play. Please let me know when you can see my screen. Please let me know when you can see my screen. I'm sharing my all my screens now. I just want to show us how these prompts how they work literally. Mhm. Okay, I think you can see my screen now. Okay. Ah no. See. Okay. Let me remove this. So let me show you an example of what they call few short prompt. So few short prompt basically you can see, right? This is let me show you the JSON. Let me just show you the system prompt. The system prompt is just basically me describing to the model that it's supposed to generate very simple valid JSON objects only, not extract text. It's supposed to use those JSON to generate a slide deck, and just to basically, it's when I ask it, oh, I need to create a deck on, let's say, let's say a deck on any particular topic per se. Now I'm now showing it how it should do it, how it should generate the how it should sorry, I'm giving it instruction of what I want it to do in generating the JSON prompt. Oh, sorry, the JSON format or JSON objects, let's say, when or how the model should actually behave in generating the JSON object for me. And I give it rules, try to tell it, oh, this is what you should do. This is another system prompt. No, and now this is now the few short. This is a few short prompt. This like I think this just want to just like two extra, just two. So now this is how I want you to give me kind of an explanation of how you should generate the um I should generate the and the JSON object for me. Basically, just giving it like an example of how it should work. Yeah, I'll try and zoom in. But please just try to like zoom your screen also. So this is just how few short prompt is, right? You now show the model examples, even with the system prompt that you give, even with the set instruction. Now show it examples of how it should work. I hope that's clear. I hope that is clear. So there's also fine tuning through. Sorry. There's also fine tuning through. There's also fine tuning through the data itself. More like you let's say this pregnancy app, yeah. I want to fine tune a very small language model on everything that has to do with pregnancy. Rather than using the retrieval system, I can just feed or I can feed the data to the model and kind of show the model, oh, this is what you should when you see data like this is how it is, right? When you see data like this is how it is. This is what it's all about. So now that fine-tuned model will now be able to like have like nuanced knowledge on anything on anything pregnancy. But there are also there are side effects to these things. There are pros and cons to these things. So I think we share the material on RAG. I'll leave that to you. Find out the pros and cons. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. So Jumobi, my assignment to you, find out the pros and cons on fine tuning and also for even RAG. Because understanding when to use these things will give you like context of why. I think my default is always I'll just reduce. So if you notice, I'm changing this my temperature to like a low number because once it's 7, although it doesn't really mean because I mean it's RAG, so it can't give me a creative answer because it has to give me answers based off my knowledge base. But please, once it's RAG, temperature, you can even remove the temperature, just make it very low. Mascot, okay, we already understand this is like we doing the encoding part. Then this is basically like the decoder part. We explained the whole concept of encoder and decoder. Is there anybody that don't understand encoder and decoder? Okay, see, okay. This is us. Is there anybody that doesn't understand the concept of encoder and decoder? I'll just assume you can. If you don't understand or if you don't want to talk, just go back to previous recordings. That has been explained. So I'll run this. And also this is okay, this is the function. Please type any this is a function for users to actually type anything. Right, okay. Then retrieve, yeah. So if I want to use okay, what food are good for eating? So if I want to since I passed it through my model and I wanted to retrieve something better for me, if I just run this. So fruit, vegetables, then it has the disclaimer for me because I've already included the disclaimer. That it's supposed to be adding. It's supposed to be adding for every text. Wait, where did I put that disclaimer? I don't have it somewhere here. But that's the disclaimer, yeah. I'm an AI system that provides general healthcare information only. This is not the medical advice, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, yeah. So this one is just for our graduate. So this particular cell is just for our graduate. So I run this. Actually, I was supposed to even make this graduate like a chatbot. I think it makes it better that way. It makes getting the answers better that way. Rather than put it like this, although this will still do. So yeah, I mean you can ask it any question, which I'm very sure most of us must have done. Mary Bayo, I don't understand encoder and decoder. Interesting. Okay. So encoder, and I know I shared the attention is all you need paper. So it just shows me that sometimes when I drop resources, you guys will read. Well, no problem. I'll explain. Encoder really has to do with let's put it as there is this. I'm trying to look for like very simple illustration. Okay, this particular illustration is not coming to my head, but basically, it just has to do with when how you. Okay, I always start with this: computers only understand zeros and ones. They do not understand human language. That's a fact. Now, how can we now make computers to understand human language? It's by decoding whatever human language, whatever text I put in into numbers. And how do I do that? By encoding those words and putting into computer. When I start encoding them into numbers, then the computer would now kind of have like an intuition of what I'm trying to say. Now, after encoding, the computer already has, like, once it's passed a number, the computer already knows, okay, how to generate certain numericals back, right? How what this text means. Okay, now does the whole calculation of, okay, try to find the next predicted text that should follow each other. Because trust me, AI is all about prediction. That's it. So it now tried to say, okay, how can, so now that I have it in number, it's easy for me to predict the next text or the next numbers that should follow up, right? Now, after he has done the prediction, it's still in numbers. But as a human, I will not understand the numbers, except I'm a cryptographer, like cryptographer in the sense of that I can decode numbers to set them to actual language or to literal text. And now the decoder now helps to make sense of that number that the encoder, or after he has done the prediction and all that, of that predicted numbers of what the text should be. So that's the whole system of having a decoder, an encoder and a decoder. And the transformer model brings these two things together. The transformer model brings these two things together, basically. And that's like the foundation of all the whole transformer, all the whole LLMs that we see. Mr. Bash, you got digress. Okay. But yeah, I know, sorry. I'll just explain. But basically that's it. Thank you very much, Jumoke, for calling my attention. I guess I'll just try to make sure that she understands. But please, I hope you understand the difference. Now that's just it, right? So your encoder decoder basically is how machines, you now get to relate. So now I will now try to show us how to deploy this on how to deploy this on Hugging Face. So um I'm coming. I think I need to replace yeah, I need to replace this. So let me just copy this because I know I did it the last one for the last one. So let me just redo this. Just in case you deployed yours, please, you can do it with me too. What I'm trying to do is to replace this okay, is it pregnancy fact that I have there? Oh yeah, yeah, pregnancy fact. I'm just trying to replace it because this is too small. Okay, so I'll just paste. Okay, yeah. So now, yeah, this is good. So I'll just copy this. Interesting. I wanted to even show something. I wanted to show something. So just in case, I was even thinking someone will ask me the question. I'm coming. Let me just copy. You know what? Let me just copy all this. I was hoping someone would ask me this question. Why do I have this here? Why do I have this here? So if I run this, if I want to download, let's say I'm trying to write a Python script on a cell, and I want to download that cell. When you want to write a Python script on cells, this is what you will do. You use this write file dot. This is kind of like a bash scripting thing. So I'll just do this whole write file. So I'm trying to say that I write this file for me. So if you see, if I run this now,
It's going to write the file for me. So if I go to this place where I would basically see my files, I'll see the app.py script. Yeah, then I can download it. Then I can open it with my uh with my VS Code or whatever ID I'm using locally. That's why I have it there. Okay, so let me go to Hugging Face. Let me go to Hugging Face. Hugging Face. So I want to deploy this pregnancy Q&A bot. So again, if you're still having issues on how to deploy spaces, please watch. So let's say I can just say preg Q and A. I don't need to licensing. I can pick, or I'll just pick Apache. And oh yeah, so please follow. I'll just pick Apache. I was already talking as if no, you guys already understand. Or most of us already understand. I'm just doing this in case for people that don't understand the game. So I just pick the old CPU basic. These ones are paid. And okay, so make it public, then create a space. Simple. Then I will scroll to where I can create my own app file. Then this is it. Then I'll just come here and paste what I copied from the notebook. Then I would remove this because I don't need it. So yeah, then I would commit this. Create, yeah, they can have the description to explain. Let's just say app file for the Q and A bot on preg Nancy. Then you can actually maybe add like maybe videos and all that stuff, to explain, but yeah, you don't need all that. So I'll just commit. Um, please, I want to ask, out of curiosity, are we all like, if you're very familiar with Git and GitHub, can someone say something? Yeah, I think of encoder and decoder. I was trying to pass it exactly. So I was going to use how things were being done in World War. So that was how the Germans used to pass message to each other, and how this is a very interesting story. This is a very interesting. Actually, I need to tell the story. So initially, how Germans used to pass information to each other during the World War was through cryptography, right? I forgot Enigma. They call it the Enigma machine or something. So they use those Enigma machines to actually pass, and those things were like literally code. And it took a computer scientist, let's say a mathematician to be honest, that actually specialized on logic, but we can call him a computer scientist in quotes. Alan Turing. You can read up on Alan Turing. Alan Turing is the father of model computer ish. Or you can, or let's say he's even the father of modern AI. I don't know. Let's just call him like one of the founding fathers of AI. Because it was when he published a paper called how can machine think, or can machine think? I can't remember but that was how the paper was framed. So it took Alan Turing to build a kind of machine to help to decode whatever the Enigma, to kind of decode whatever Enigma machine was trunking out, and that was what the Germans were using to communicate. So, yeah, that's the whole story of using the super secret message. And of course, why I had to tell the story is because even the whole concept of AI came from Alan Turing. Alan Turing was now the person who kind of started making people see, okay, how can we use machine for human related tasks? Can machine actually reason like human beings? So it was when he started asking all those kind of physiological questions, that was when people now started thinking of machine learning and artificial intelligence at that time. Ah, that's enough story. So I'll go back to the file to create a readme. Sorry, not create a readme. To create a requirement.txt so that the which is like the packages that I want to be in my file. That was what will enable my app to actually be executed or to build. So I'll just go to create a new file. Then I'll name the file requirement.txt. So txt just means like text, right? Okay, so I can't remember. I can't remember everything was supposed to. So I'll just go back to that place that had the oh, how can. Hey, where is it? Oh, can't find it. Okay, this is it. This is what I want. So for Ragbist app, just copy all this. Then I'll just go here and paste it. So go here. Um, so I can just see packages for the app, packages, packages to install. Please, you can add description or you cannot add description. It's not by force. I'm just doing it just for doing sake in quotes. Packages is for to install for app file. No, sorry. Packages to install for sorry to install for preg app file. So I'll just click on commit. So it's already building. So again, just in case you're lost or you could not, if you had followed through, I'm sorry if I was not explaining, but if you have followed through how I navigated from notebook to Hugging Face and how I deployed, I want to be sure that yes, everybody can do this, right? If everybody can do what I just did, please let me see like a reaction. Let me get that yes, it's a validation that yes, everybody can do this. Nobody. Nobody wants to react. So nobody, not everybody can do this. I know this is a lie. Nobody just wants to talk. Okay, so nobody's saying anything. Oh, okay, we can do it. All right, no wahala. Okay, so that's that about that, Sha. I mean, not yet to D-Max, you cannot do it, K. I would not take that because you're one of my disturbers. So I'm very sure if you are disturbing me, you must be able to do it. You must know how to do it. Not by disturbing. Hello, if you can watch it again. Just go ahead. Okay, no problem. This one that Jumoke actually wants me to not rush or to rush, or let me say, she doesn't want me to be distracted. Well, I mean, thank you very much. So yeah, I think now we are done with that, right? This one is more of so now that's all about what we're supposed to do for week 7. Um, now I now want you all to please, I've done for healthcare. Look for a particular domain and 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 build an app on it, and talk about this app that you built, and you hosted on Hugging Face with the data and all that. Do it and post it on LinkedIn and tag me and Jumobi to it. Let's I mean that's how we know that yes, you actually kind of did something very creative with what we've taught you, and you're not just there, you're not just copying the codes and all, you're actually looking at how you can refactor and rebuild and build for your own certain domain knowledge. It will be very nice to see you guys do this. Right. So can I get an assurance that someone here would actually build something of this? What we've been doing? Sorry, what we've been talking about. Can I get an assurance? Which other models can we use apart from Google? There are a lot of see models. There are plenty, right? There are plenty, very very plenty. Look at them. But it now depends. If you want to use like very small language, you can use Mistral. You can use Mistral 7B. You can use Llama 3.08B. That's 8 billion parameter. See, that see 8 billion parameter is a very small model you can use. C 1B, very small. So yeah, all these ones at least we know for a fact they will run on collab GPU. So yeah, there are a lot. You can replace them, you can swap. I mean, exactly. And another thing too, I want to see people use other models. And if you are capable, please, you can use complex models. Very complex model. I don't mind, please. I honestly do not mind. Can use complex models too. So yeah, I mean that's that about that. Please let's go back. Let's go to what. All right. So I know I also would want to see other people too. Actually, guys have been actively participating. Please build stuff not just for healthcare, for other domains and tag me. Right? Please. Thank you very much. I think I need to ranking for beginners. Okay, I think this is it. I will just find that there are actually a lot of digressive when I'm watching the video. Oh, really? Actually, I think I would agree with you because there was a time. I actually agree with you because there was a time when I mean that's the difference between like live sections and having like an actual recording. Actual recordings you barely want to digress, but again to make sure the class is engaging and to make sure that everybody is everybody's following and everybody's at least almost on the same level. If I start to just operate like a robot in code, just talking about what we're supposed to be doing, it's there will be there will just be this kind of robotic flow, right? So I still try to make sure that at least I'm carrying everybody along. I'm still trying to make sure that I'm carrying everybody along. So bear with me, Jumoke. That's why I'm just trying to make sure that at least everybody's carried along. I try to look, chat, answer questions. I think that was even one of the reasons why I had to stop live coding because I mean, I was becoming slow because people would have preferred, oh, just come and explain the codes instead. And I also like to explain. And if I'm explaining and I'm live coding, I'm just going to distracting myself. I will definitely be stubborn. Please give us time to be very well grounded in knowledge. No problem. I will give us time. No problem. Too many sections. Okay. So let me just no terminate other sections. We don't need them. So please, I hope we were given this notebook. But when I deployed the three apps, I noticed that I wasn't giving any response other than okay, why that? Oh, so the problem was that it was because of the guardrails I put, right? That's why I had to go and remove those guardrails. And I think Francis, it was even Francis that called my attention the last class. So I would advise you remove those guardrails yourself. And if you don't know how to, if you need help in how to remove those guardrails, reach out to me. But remove those guardrails yourself. Even the one I used, I just deployed. I had to go and remove the guardrails. So when you ask, you won't see those predefined rules. When I removed the rules, it responded correctly. Exactly. So please, I mean, because I was trying to probably I didn't even test after writing it. I didn't test. I just wrote it because I was rushing for the class. But I mean, that's part of debugging. Okay. All right. So yeah, this is LangChain and Hugging Face, a beginner-friendly teaching notebook, extensive with Hugging Face. So what? I mean, you could have been noticing why we'll be using Hugging Face a lot. It's because one, Hugging Face is the only way we can get like free models. If we're going to tell you guys to now start going to use maybe go and subscribe to OpenAI API to get their models, or go and subscribe to maybe Gemini API and all. Of course, it will cost money, but with Talking Face we can get like free models to use. So that's why you notice when we talk about Hugging Face, because it's an open source platform. Though it has its own paid, but at least it has like open source models that you can use. Tell us what guard rules to remove. I'll revert back to you and tell you, look into it. When you prompt it, when you see those guard rules, you will know how you go and remove those things when you go to the code. Philip, sorry, I had to do reverse window so that when you do that, you would actually, that will prompt you to actually want to go back and go and check things you should remove. I find that we can also use Hugging Face to learn a whole lot. Eh, yeah, like a lot, right? If you go to exactly organ face training, you see on audio, you see how to use audio models, you see how to use very I learned agents. I learned how to build AI agents from organ face. From organ face. I learned how to use the organ face framework, small agent. Even LangChain, yeah, there's a course on LangChain, especially when you're dealing with AI agents. So yeah, Hugging Face is a very like very good platform, especially when you're trying to learn AI. It's open source, it's free. You can learn stuff from there. Please, I don't want to digress again. Let me just focus on what we have because there's no time and we need to finish this up. So yeah, so this is basically just how to use LangChain. And LangChain basically is just like if it's a framework for building okay, let's even go to the Lang. I think LangChain has a website. Well, it's basically a framework that you can use. Okay, LangChain for beginners. There are even courses you can see. It's basically like a framework to build AI apps. That's what LangChain is for. AI apps. Deploy AI agents. See, sorry. Deploy AI agents. Deploy a lot of things. Under LangChain, there's LangGraph. There's even LangFlow. I think this is the company's website, and it's open source, right? You can use it to build a lot of fascinating things that even pertain to AI. So what will build optional cloud inference with Hugging Face endpoints? So, and this is just basically trying to show us what we'll be able to build with LangChain. A RAG question and answering bot, RAG data sourcing using the Hugging Face data. So I noticed that we've not really done anything on Hugging Face data, and I've not told you guys that Hugging Face is used to host data. So apart from hosting models, apart from hosting models or spaces, you can also host your data set, just like how you host data set on Cargo. You can host data sets on. Just changing the text will also require changing the embeddings. You not really, but you can do that. Not really, but you can do that. You can also change. There are different embeddings. There are different text embeddings. Trust me. If you just type embed, you will see a lot. And all these things they are on Hugging Face that you can use. Right? Please, I need to look. Okay, I think the teaching assistants will help with that. So LangChain basically is a Python. I think they have it in JavaScript, but I've done it in JavaScript. I code with Python for building LLM power application. It's not a model. Instead, it's a framework. That's like how we have Graduate. Graduate is like a web UI framework. So it just provides building. It's just LangChain just provides building blocks. And I look, I was feeling skeptical about even teaching guys like because it's just another framework. Because we have apart from LangChain, we have other framework, but LangChain is quite popular. So it helps you connect LLMs, prompts, templates, data, retrieval tools like maybe agent tools and APIs and all that. So and you can use it to basically like build any app, any AI app, right? And most real app are pipelines and not single prompts. Pipeline in sense of that, okay, so when you are building complex, especially when you are building like product ready um AI tools, it doesn't just come as oh like a single prompt or like a single cell. Like it comes like those it comes like in terms of pipeline, and you have to like join them together. And those pipelines literally follow like actually an example. I think I just have to. You might not understand this, so you might not understand this. This is actually not even. This is actually not even with LangChain. But I just want to show us the whole concept of what pipeline means, right? So LangChain would have even helped to simplify this. Just that I will not focus on using LangChain for this. So now pipeline in the sense of like you have a lot of building blocks. Like you see, there is this extractor, there is this model client, there is this prompt, there is this renderer, there is this storage, there is this validator. Now, the pipeline basically, see, LangChain now helps you to now start bridging all these things together, just like how we have it here. Because now, this pipeline, my app that I actually use to deploy this, basically speaks to this pipeline. So LangChain helps to simplify all this. All this I'm doing. It helps to simplify all this. You are good with if you are good with LangChain, it helps to simplify. So it's just basically helping me join the configuration, the config file, the extractor. Okay, this is the extractor. The model client. This is where my model is sitting at. Like it's just joining all these things to make sure that okay, your app with this is this pipeline your app is just going to be communicating to. It's not going to be communicating to all these other scripts. It's just going to communicating with this script because this script already has everything. Already has everything that you've already built with this. All you just have to do is just plug them in. So I hope that that kind of provides like a context of what this is all about. Then return a clean final output. Yeah, ask the model to answer using the context. Yeah. So LangChain makes this pipeline easy to build, test, and maintain. So where Hugging Face fits. Hugging Face provides model you can run locally, cloud inference via endpoints, embedding models, public data sets via the dataset library. Then in this notebook, run the model and embeddings. Hugging Face will work. Then LangChain will help connect the prompting, the retrieval, and the generation. So we can now compare. Okay, just like we'll compare like the Ragbot we built with the like normal way and how LangChain actually helps. And LangChain actually has a library. One thing I like about LangChain, it has a library, it has an Hugging Face library, which you will see. See, this is it. LangChain Hugging Face. So it already has its own library. It has its own kind of library for Hugging Face. So a LangChain framework that just connects to Hugging Face automatically. That's it. Please, any questions so far? Because I think I've just been talking. Any questions so far? Pipeline is all the present parameters. So I won't say gathering parameters per se. I'll just say gathering every like every functions, every class, every module that has to do with the AI application that you're building. It just helps to bring everything together. Okay, so import version sanity check. This is just for to install to import the necessary packages that we have, and yeah, basically this is because I didn't want to start writing all this. I could have just been saying import this as this, import that as import this as this, import that as that. So that's why I just wrote this. So it's just basically going to help to just import everything at once. So when I run this, just help to import this. Ola Karim parameters. I don't get. Are you replying to me or you're replying to Ola Jumoke Ola Karim? Oh, I need to drink water. Okay, so please, I might have to start rushing most of these things now. So I don't think I have an Hugging API token. I have to go and generate that. But of course, because I'm going to be making use of Hugging Face models now, I now have to like I have to get an API token to use. So oh, I already had this. Okay, I think this one I was testing. So if I run this now, I now have to go and generate a Hugging Face token, and I've already explained that Hugging Face token basically is how I'll be able to have access to Hugging Face itself. So allow me go and generate one. Of course, by now we should already know how to generate tokens, so I don't have to start talking about that. Oh, I think I had this. Let me just delete it and generate another one. Okay, generate a new token. Long chain. Repository permits, webhooks, permits. Okay, that's all. Create token. Yeah, copy. So I'll just copy this go and just paste the token here. So if you notice, this is kind of different from how you go to collab and you now go and put the secret. So you can do it this way. It still passes the secret. It still passes the token to collab secret. You can pass your, or you can even just put it as a code. Just oh yeah, let it be. Let this be my token. I know there are different ways to really do it. I mean, Python is very flexible. It is not a stringent language. So let's make our first LLM call. I'll be using the LangChain Hugging Face to do that. Right? It's still basically the same thing. It's literally the same thing we're doing. Right? It's just that we're not using making use of the LangChain framework. So if I run, okay, so now it's now rather than the typical, I don't even think this used to be or typical just importing organ face itself. Now we're not importing LangChain organ face mode, LangChain organ face framework. Then it does the whole pipeline for us. You can compare. You know what? You can compare how this code is to what we do. Now, LangChain just helps to simplify most of these things. Like now, how we have to structure the encoder and the decoder. Can see how this one now just does it very simple. I just put the tokenizer, I put the model I'm using. This is the model I'm using. Then the pipeline, of course, the pipeline basically text to text generation, pass the model, pass the tokenizer, then pass the max token, then pipeline. They just set the pipeline. So the pipeline is already like kind of like pre-installed already. It already knows what it's supposed to do. Simple. Then if I want to invoke it now, if I just say, okay, explain what machine learning is all about, this is it. Machine learning is the process that involves machine learning algorithm based on blah 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 blah. Sorry. So if I ask it now, let's say what is generative AI? So that's me just testing this Flank T5. What is generate generative AI all about? If I run this now, so this is it. See, it's even hallucinating. Generative AI is a software application developed and deployed by Microsoft. It's a this is rubbish. Oh. Wait, because this model is just hallucinating. What's this? Oh, generative AI is a language that is used to communicate with other languages. Interesting. These are the demerits of using a very small these are the demerits of using a very small language, especially in terms of all this framework. Most of the times you just use like bigger languages. So talking about the LCEL, I can't remember what this LCEL is, oh, but I know it has to do with how you like how you like pass how you pass LangChain rather than having to use colon now. You just use this straight line dash, right? Yeah. So of course now like you will see that it already has all these see it simplifies all how we used to pass all those long you want to pass prompts and all. It already has all these packages already. Like there's launching call prompts, prompt templates, like how it's supposed to behave and all. And okay, just how to prompt templates from template and helpful tutor, explain topic like an age, and this is just like a template to use. And if I want to invoke this now, I'll just set the topic. The topic, okay, explain launching. This is it. Like I'm age 30, max words to use. Keep it under 800 words. Basically, this just has to show us how to draft. Yeah, probably, yeah. But if I was using a larger language, if I was using a very good language model, trust me, it's supposed to know, yes, I am wrong at this and just correct it. Okay, so this is just basically how the prompting works um for LangChain. For embeddings and vector store, still the same thing. See, it even has its own. It has the it has in its vector store. It has its own fears. I want to show you guys something. I hope I'll be able to. Let me see. LangChain community vector store. So you'll be able to see every every okay, this is the document. Yeah, but I hope this is it though. But I just want to show you guys something. So you'll be able to see every vector DB that LangChain has that you can have access to. See, it has it has OpenAI. No, this is for OpenAI, but it also has its own embeddings too. Similarity search. I'm trying to, and also please, right, read up the documentation. The documentation kind of explains. I'm trying to see where LangChain store. Let me just go to LangChain store. The documentation gives you like an insight on how to use most of these libraries themselves. Can I not find it? Key value stores, local value stores. I think when I get it right, I'll share that with you. So because from there you can now basically see every package that LangChain has. I think wait, I can't remember, but there's a website that now shows you all LangChain packages, LangChain packages. It's all integrated packages. See, okay. So okay, I think this is yeah, this is one. Shows you every packages that it has. See, there is the organ phase, there's the pinecone, there's the queryl, there's the progress. Shows you virtually every LangChain package that you can get. So you see, LangChain is just, and why you can get all this is because it's a framework. It's an open source framework. Everybody have built with it. How can we navigate gated repos and on organ phase? So most of the times, just to digress a bit, most of the times gated models would require you to sign up. They are not really free. So they require you to sign up, and you have to now like maybe drop like for llama models now they're actually gated models. You have to sign up and you have to agree that yes you would not use their model for any intended use case that they don't agree with and all that. So you have to sign up basically most of the time, provide them your details and all before they now grant you access to use their models. Yeah. So you see this, I set this Hugging Face embedding to, I'm using the sentence transformer or mini LM. And this is just me setting up like a small documentation. This is just for proof of, just like for, just to show us how it is still on medication, vaccine, paracetamol, just to show something of how the um of how the similarity search actually works here. Then draft it as a concept. So I'm still using the similar the Facebook index similarity set that we're all familiar with. So it's just to help us understand how these things work. Basically, it's the same thing. It's just that LangChain, since it's already like an open source package, just helps to like streamline the codes that you have to run because you already have all these things as a package in LangChain. Okay, now it's showing us. So I queried it, what reduces fever? So it's telling me that paracetamol is used to relieve pain and reduce fever. Ibuprofen is an NSAID used to reduce pain and inflammation. Basically, just trying to tell me, okay, those are the things that can be useful in. That's how like these are still, just to retrieve answers from this small knowledge base that I have here. So what else? Okay, rag toy example. I named it toy example because it's just very simple, something very simple. Uh, Please, can we take a break? Can we take a break? You guys want us to take a break? Or let's see, let me see. Okay, we're almost done. Are we? Okay, we're almost. I think we're almost. We can just rush this through. No need for breaks. Let's just rush this through. So rag recipe, retrieve relevant documentation, pass retrieve document as context, then answer using only that context. All right, no need. Okay, no problem. So just using the runnables, using the runnables package. So we use it to draft this rag that we're building now. So this form, okay, yeah, okay, yes. So we're still leveraging on the similarity search that we have and this our very small knowledge base here. So if I run this now, so it's helping me to, it already gets its context from the small knowledge base that we have. Then it now uses our model to answer. Simple as that. I think one thing you should just take away from this is that LangChain helps you most of the things, right? You don't really have to now start writing a whole lot of codes. It's already like a framework that already has all these packages hosted. Okay. It's almost time. Sorry, I was acting for a break because I actually wanted to pick a call that was interrupting me, but no wahala. So Hugging Face data. Okay, using Hugging Face data set for RAG. Now we can actually now we do RAG. Now can also do the RAG pipeline, but instead of writing documents with our hands, right, we can just pull a text from Hugging Face data set. And it's just to see how Hugging Face is, how you can retrieve data that are already like hosted on Hugging Face, right? Free data, free data that are actually hosted on Hugging Face. And most of the time, actually anybody that wants to host data on Hugging Face, that means they are very large, very large, very large, very large. So what we'll be making use of is this data set. It's called Squad. Let me copy it for you guys so you people would see it on Hugging Face. So when you want to load data from Hugging Face, you use this from dataset import load dataset. Let me show you this Squad dataset on Hugging Face so you would see it. Yeah, so this is it. Is this? Oh no. Sorry, this is not it though. And paste again. Okay, yeah, this is it. So this is it. This is the Squad dataset. It's very large actually. See, around like 876 rows. So it's Stanford question and answering data set. It's a reading comprehension data set consisting of questions posed by crowd workers on set of Wikipedia articles where the answers so basically you can just use all this to either use to fine-tune models and all. But we're just going to be using this to demonstrate LangChain, to demonstrate building rack system with LangChain from data hosted on Hugging Face. Okay, so if I run this now, now that's I'm loading the data set, and I only cropped just um just 200, just 200 rows, right? I just need like 200 rows of the data, and this is it. So it's split into ID, titles, context, questions, and answers. And this is it. This is it. ID, titles, context, questions, and answers. These are the things I extracted, right? I mean, can we? You mean we can use data science for all text generation or more? Yes, yes, you can use it for text. Do we have we done have we done video generation? Interesting. We've actually not done video generation, and the reason why is that I don't. You know what? Maybe we can, but basically they already. The problem is that I would have wanted us to build our own video generation system, but but the problem now is that we'll need GPU to do that. And video generation is not this kind of. It's easy for me to use like a very small language model for text, and let's just say already like open source audio data or I'm sorry audio models to generate audios. But I think I can just show you guys how to generate like very cool, interesting videos on Gemini View 3. I think that will work. I can show you guys that View 3, but that's if you have a Gemini Pro account. I have a Gemini Pro account. I have Sora. I have Sora because I use ChatGPT Plus. So all these things are paid. But my problem is that if I have to start like bringing all these things to you guys, they are paid accounts. They are for paid accounts. And what we are doing really, you have to pay for it. And all this right is just centered around using open source. So that's why. But I can show you how to use View 3. Are you sure you'll be able to do? Can you give us notebooks? See, that's the thing. If you want to do video generation, it's not small GPU. It's not collab GPU that we'll use. We'll have to go and use like the more advanced A100s to generate videos. But I can just show you guys how to prompt Gemini with View, how to generate videos from View 3. I think we can do that. I'll show you guys tomorrow. I'm sure people must have even used it. Yeah. Just to see the context that we have listed. Let's run this. So 41 context. Okay. And just to extract, okay, let's see what's in the content part and the source. So that when you run this now, you see the content. Basically, just trying to show you all these ones are more like exploratory data analysis, just kind of showing us what is here, basically in this context. They're just like exploratory data analysis. Then, especially when you are dealing with very large data set, of course, you need to chunk because you cannot just put the whole file there. You have to like break them down. And so this is now the whole aspect of context window. I think I already explained context window, right? I explained context window where okay, no problem. I will show us. So I explained context window. A context window just really has to do with the amount of inputs that the model can take. So like just basically trying to say, okay, since the model cannot just take in that kind of large text. You just have to like break it down, right? Yeah, so if I run this, it's just to like break down the chunk, just to break it into chunk size. Okay, so we have like 106 chunks, 106 chunks, then just showing us the context. This is just the first one that has been broken down. Let me see if I even put like, let me see to show me the second one, how it was broken down. See, for the content. Then building a Fiat vector store for our own base data set chunk. So basically, this is just, you see, it's just having to store studies in our Fiat vector store, creating like a vector database literally for it. So then it retrieves, then the vector stores it here, then retrieve it here. So if you notice, we're not writing very long complex code. It's just because we already have all these, the Lanky already has all the pipelines there. So it's just more like single lines. Then this is my query, who is a famous physicist. It's now querying, it's now like returning back the answer to the query. Albert Lamb, blah blah blah, built an early wind tunnel, compared. So yeah, just show me everything that has to do with physics in the data set. So now, if I want to like connect it to a model that will make sense of whatever that retrieved, right? And because you see, it is all scattered. I asked it a very simple question. It's just it's scattered everywhere. It's scattered everywhere. But now, let's see, I want to experiment something now. So if I copy this and I run this now, the context, the rack prompt, the LLM, then yeah. So if I run this now, I want to put what I have here. So let's see how it will retrieve. See, Father Joseph. So it's showing me, see, Father is, so you can see it's all these ones are just like scattered. But because of now, I have already plugged it into an LLM to help it make sense of whatever I kind of queried out of my vector store. It just gives me the answer straight up. All these ones are just like from the chunks that were already stored in our vector store. My screen is blurry. I think it's your data, please. It's because it's clear here. How do you decide to change? Oh, sorry, I think I missed it. Sure. I see you are piping with LangChain. What is the reason for that? Sorry, Francis, I don't understand. What do you mean by piping? Um, what do you decide? How do you decide to change your API key? Like, if you are building for people, I'm asking because we have been using a same API key we generated from modeling phase at the start of the class. So if you notice, I've not been using the same API. I typically delete my API key. So you can always generate API keys, right? API keys are not, they are like part of, you should not expose them. Like, if you notice from start, I always say, please don't expose your API keys, because like they're like secrets, because with API keys you can literally hack a system. So that's why I would passing the input to another model. I see you are. I still don't understand. Yeah, I still don't understand, Francis. Please. I still don't understand, Francis. Please. But what is there a relationship between context window and blue score? No, they are two different things. Blue score really has to do with the evaluation of text generation, right? If of machine generating text, maybe from translation or just maybe even just English. So you're trying to like evaluate if it matches with, maybe you give it like you have a reference now, and you're not trying to see if the generated text that the model gives you matches with the reference. Context window, basically, like I explained, is it has to do with the amount of inputs that a model can take in at once. or let's say amount of instruction, but let's just use input because I mean at the end of the day, whatever you're passing into the model is an input. Please, Francis, I still don't understand. So yes, Jumobi, you can please don't use one API. I always delete my API keys from every class whenever I see we show you guys how to generate another one again. Because when I expose it for you guys to say, I'll still have to go and delete it. So yeah, I've explained how this DO rack chain and how seamless it is with LangChain. Okay, yeah. So I have this. Before you blame your model, always check the retrieval. So basically, right, because the retriever is even still based on what you put into the model, or sorry, the data set, how the data set is structured. And remember, like I said, if you're passing through, if you're passing through, oh sorry, if you're passing a like, especially when you're retrieving from large data, like I said, the retrieve data might not even make sense at all. That's why you now have to now pass those retrieve context to a model that now makes sense out of it. So you can still fall back to the slide I was shared on RAG. It will help you understand, especially when you follow the model of how to build like a RAG system. So when you see that what you are trying to retrieve is not making any sense, always check the data you are feeding into it, because basically it's just trying to see, okay, what is vaccine? It's not trying to see what matches into what is in that my data set and that matches into what is related to what vaccine is. As simple as that. Let me check the questions. I'm actually standing right now because I've been sitting for a long time. Okay, scroll down, please. Scroll please to the retriever. We don't have this notebook. Please scroll up to the retriever. Sorry, but I shared this. I shared this notebook, and I asked, and it seemed like everybody agreed that yes, we have it. The notebook is in the LMS. But what part do you want me to scroll to, please, Francis? Okay, I think I'll just skip through this. So sometimes, yeah, maybe like a mini project. I'm not even going to explain this. I want you guys to go and figure this out yourself. Okay, yeah, exercise. You can swap this data set now. You can look for other data set on Hugging Face. You can swap and play around it. And always start small, like have a small slice. Don't go and use every data set. So you can play with this notebook. This one is just trying to see how you can retrieve sources of where the data is coming from. That's what you have here, but you can customize it to whatever you want. But that's not really much more focus. I don't think I'll even focus on all this. But I think I've been able to explain the whole LangChain and showed you guys like how LangChain works, right? At least just to break it down. It could have been more complex than this. So I think that's the end of this class. My God, I need to drink water. That's the end of this class. Any question? Any other question? Any other question, please? Any other question? Or we'll just call it a night and we'll see tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll just start with ethical AI. Okay, like passing the input and other stuff, launching prompt tutor. Yeah, yeah. So it's more of just creating like a pipeline. It's very easy. You just compared to how we've been doing the whole pipeline before. Have to pass the input, now put tokenizer, put the max token, put maybe truncation. All those ones, Lankin already takes care of them. All right, guys, let's call it a night, right? Thank you very much. Please, in case you have any other question, please just reach out to me. Right, reach out to me on LinkedIn. Thank you very much. See you guys tomorrow.